If it hurts, you ain't breaks, no hits, you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, slides, through the games after this win it. Press you again, here for the first minute. Carry the body, keep it there for 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Hey, it's us against the world, fellas. Yeah. It's us against the world, fellas. Don't nobody believe in us. Yeah. Don't nobody believe in us. We don't need nobody to believe in us. I don't believe in you. I believe in you. I know you a dog. I know you a dog. I know we some dogs, man. Hey, all this preparation we put in, all this been talking about. Hey, it's time to go release pain, man. It's time to go put in real. Let's go. Tennessee on 2, 1, 2, Tennessee. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols, and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The monkey is off Josh Heupel's back. It's off my back. It's off Coach Jay's back. It's off Dustin's back. It's off all of your backs in the chat. We talked about 2003 all week long. Every show, every video, every time we talked about this game, we talked about 2003. I sat here and rattled off things that happened that year, the last time that we beat the Gators in the swamp. We talked about the U.S. invading Iraq. We talked about Apple Music Store opening. We talked about 50 Cent's first album. We talked about how Deshaun Bishop turned a year old the month after that game, the last time we went down to the swamp and came out with a dub. Not only has he ended the streak in the swamp, he's now 3-2 against the Gators. He's ended the losing streak to Alabama. Say what you want about the college football playoffs. Say what you want about the season being over and there's nothing left to play for. Coach, it feels pretty dang special to me. It almost, somebody called this. I don't remember who called this. Somebody said, man, what if we go down there and we treat them like LSU in 2022? 40-13 that year. It wasn't. It wasn't quite like that, but dang it, it was sure fun watching those Florida fans stick around so they can sing a little Tom Petty and then file up and head out after the game is over. And that was about halftime.
I mean, listen, Florida is one of the big three for Tennessee, right?
Always.
Always one of the big three for Tennessee. Those road wins against those big foes are always sweet. I don't care what our record is. I didn't care if we didn't win a dang game all year. it's a big deal when you beat a tough road rival at their place, right? And it got real quiet there, real freaking fast. We thought they had to start fast. Proud of this team, man. Playing with synergy. We were asking for cohesiveness from this team. In the first half, holy cannoli, we got it. It's like they met every note I had. I mean, I think after the first offensive touchdown, what did I say? I was like, big opportunity. After the second, go put your foot on their neck. After their third, it's like, put them away. They're on the ropes. Put them away. I thought the Vols went out there and did it. I know the second half they slowed a little, but they really made it clear, abundantly clear from the very beginning. And I'm just so proud of them playing together. And I said before the season started, Heupel, and I was kind of quiet about this, I got to admit, and then I'll wrap it up. Again, you got a lot of super chats. I got to admit, I think I was lying to y'all before this game. Like, I was nervous about it because
Me too.
Because not because we got to get on here. Like, I'm always going to be a Vol fan. I'm always going to support the Vols. Like I said, we could lose, we could not win any games, and I'd be a huge Vol fan and always try to look towards the brighter side. But I said before the season, I believed that Heupel needed to get one of these three monkeys off his back. Either he needs to beat Georgia, or he needs to beat Bam on the road, or he needs to beat Florida off the road. He got one off his back, and cheers, and here's to getting the next two off of his back in the next few seasons.
Let's start with that, Dustin. Before we go into opening thoughts on the actual football, let's just talk about how big this win is to you, getting the monkey off the back.
Yeah, I mean, us old folks remember, God, it seems like y'all have to refresh my memory, but it seems like we lost 2 years in a row by a point to them, I think, in the craziest ways possible, especially down there. I've just hated this team. I know I'm supposed to hate Bama and Vanderbilt and Georgia and all that, but this one, for whatever reason, has always been the most hated team for me. I just cannot stand Steve Spurrier, so Lane will fit right in well there if he ends up there. So I mean, this is just huge, and like Coach said, I don't care if they're 0-10 and we're 10-0. Like, I don't care. We had to right a lot of things from the way we were trending the last couple of games. And I think on last week's show, we said, just like this intro says to the show, it's like, it didn't have to be perfect, but we need to play a more cohesive game, like Coach said. And I think we did that for the most part tonight. There were some things that, still got by us and things to improve on. And we only got, technically one more game, but man, it's a good way to trend versus, losing and then going into play Vanderbilt, because we're going to have to play great against them.
I have breaking news. I thought Dauber had softball. I thought Dauber had a softball game. I was even going to replace him with Fao Ming, and Fao Ming's all looking like Rocky Balboa, all beat up. And Dauber's like, hey, yo, are you going to send me the link? Let me send Dauber the link. And then I'm going to catch up with you guys in the chat. I appreciate you guys being very generous, celebrating this win, starting off with Bill Hamilton. Shout out, Doc. This is the guy that keeps my back straight, keeps me in line. He's a member of the channel. We appreciate you, Dr. Hamilton. Wade Rouse for 5 says, what a half of football. I don't care what their record is. I can't believe this team came out ready to play. Big win. Upcoming. Go Vols. Finish this. Thomas Owen became a member of the channel. If you're not a member, man, hit the join button. Only $1. We would greatly appreciate that support. Todd Landers for 5 says, win fee, starting a new streak in the swamp. GBO. Noah James for 2 says, Dorfy. GBO, shout out Noah. Resilience, perseverance for 5 says, there is a joy to be had. Credit to this team. Go Vols. Matthew Taylor drops an Orange Boy. We like Orange Boys. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Matthew Taylor says, and just like that, 22 years of frustration is gone. Hashtag GBO. I want you guys to remember that. I want you to remember how you feel right now, right? I want you to remember, think back to when the field goal went through and we beat Alabama and that streak was over. When you get upset, when you get irritated, when you get frustrated with Josh Heupel, remember how you feel now. When you get that itch after a loss to go and type and tweet and say, we never win any big games, certainly feels like this is a big win. Certainly felt like the Alabama win was a big win. Just remember that 22 years of frustration, 15 years of frustration. That's what Josh Heupel is doing. Caleb Bray for 5 says, love watching 800 runs in the second half. Felt like a glorified scrimmage, pumped but confused on where this defensive scheme aggressiveness has been. Packers total access. Add another pelt to Josh Heupel's wall. Great win in a tough place to play. Chris Casey says, Dorfy, Florida. Wait, Dorfy, middle finger, Florida, orange. I feel like he just hit random buttons and hit send, but shout out Chris. Fao Ming is in the chat. He does look like Rocky Balboa. He says, go big damn orange. Brian Turner drops a 20 spot. We'll play the clip again.
Rocky Top!
He says, finally, the streak is over. Waniac drops a 50.
All I know is go Wolves, because that's all I know. Go Wolves!
Shout out Wayne. He drops a 50 spot. That's a celebration fee, says GBO. Tennessee Tonto for 10 says, fire Josh Heupel. He didn't score in the second half. Where are the clowns at tonight? We're ready for you. Peyton Bowles for 5 says, streak broken. Now let's go end little brother's season next weekend. John Watts drops an orange boy. Let's play the clip.
Rocky Top!
John says, well, it is about time. GBO. Tonto drops another 10. We appreciate the tip in the tip jar. O'Brady for 10 says, what a feeling it is. Got 2 monkeys off of the back. Landon for 2. Them California QBs are damn good in the swamp. GBO. Yeah, the Iceman and now the Fireman. Angry Titan became a member of the channel. Shout out Titan. Caleb Bray says, tough question, but if Joey can come back, obviously you take him. But how big is the risk losing George or Faison to the portal, which is the future? Talked about that a little pregame. I think Joey's the perfect fit. I think Joey's what makes sense. We had the conversation Wednesday. The harder thing would be if you need a middle guy. You need a guy to be George's backup, or you go get a starter that has 2 years of eligibility. That would be a problem. If Joey comes back for one perfect scenario, our John Cena has been a member for 36 months. So let's pause there. I will come back to you. You guys are being very generous tonight. We appreciate it. Dauber, we'll talk. What do you do? You got nothing going on tonight? Let's talk a little Tennessee and Florida. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Just what it means to get this win tonight, man. And by the way, my bad. I completely somehow was on the wrong page. But anyway.
It's all good. It's all good, man. No, I think we broke a streak. You and I were together in Knoxville to the Gators. It's been a while ago, so I
was there.
I had to come on tonight. Man, like Coach Jay said at the top of the show, the first half, man, the offense, but more impressively the defense and how they played.
Yeah, they did play well.
I think that was just
4-3.
Yeah. One of the comments I made to the folks we were watching the game with was it's like, the football gods were shining Tennessee's way. And I think we got 22 years of bad bounces going our way tonight. Yeah. It's just like we could not do anything wrong. The punt that the guy called the fair catch for, or and ended up downed at the 2. Just the passes that Joey was making tonight. Heck of a game. He ended up continuing his streak of 200 yards plus. But yeah, back to the defense, man. That's been a touch and go, ebb and flow, up and down. Played that bend, don't break. It's been questionable at Achilles heel at some points this season. But man, they came out and they were wrecking it tonight.
I'll interject real quick, Dauber, and I'll let you take back over. But man, after we scored right away, and then they hit that first big play, they got called back. I was like, shucks, here we go. I did. It just crossed my mind, but yeah, I totally
No,
agree with you.
same thing.
But that goes back to what Dauber said. There were so many things, and we were talking in the Patreon chat. I'm like, this is crap that would happen to us.
Yes.
And it's like Star Thomas, 3rd and 17. Let's start with the second down. Joey gets sacked, fumbled. He just manages to fall on it somehow, some way. And then the very next play, it's a give up play. You're just running and you're going to punt the football and go play defense. Star Thomas breaks 87 tackles. He fumbles into the end zone, but just so happens to be down at the 1. That's crap that we have dealt with year after year after year in the swamp. But like Dauber said, it felt like all the stars were aligned for this streak to end.
So
and that's exactly what happened.
One last thing, my kind of intro, how about the blocking downfield by the wide receivers, particularly Mike Matthews? He's the one that sprung Star on that 17-yard run because he was bottled up, and Mike Matthews caught a block right there, and Star popped it out. That was something that really to catch that first watch live game, that's one of those things you kind of see as you're diving back into watching a game second or watching highlights. But the blocking that the wide receivers had tonight, man, good stuff.
I know Coach Jay wants to talk about the defense, and this offense they've been hot all season, on and off. But for the most part, the offense has carried this football team, right? I mean, I think they're second in the nation in scoring going into this game. This is the best this offense has looked all year long. I thought they attacked the entire field. I love the way they were attacking the flats, right? And Ethan Davis got to show his athleticism. Like, how many times have we been on here talking about Ethan Davis brings more athleticism? Ethan Davis brings more dynamic playmaking ability, and then a little throw down to the flats. We show off his hands, and then we show that athleticism to get north and south, get in the end zone and score. But I just thought, from attacking the middle of the field to attacking the flats to running the football successfully, I just thought this offense was cooking, and they were cooking all night long until they took their foot off the gas and said, this game's over. It's 31-0. We're perfectly content to run the football, chew clock, and get out of here with a win. What y'all think offensive play calling as a whole? Go ahead.
I'll toss it up to you, Coach. I thought they made it look pretty simple. I mean, there was probably some wrinkles to the naked eye that we might not know. But in general, I thought they, like you said, I think a lot of that stemmed off being able to run the ball a bit tonight. That had slumped off in the last few games, or really all season. We just haven't seen those big numbers like we have, but they were gashing them quite a bit from the jump here. I really liked the second touchdown formation going into that. I was like, why didn't we call that instead of the pick six against Alabama where you had had 2 extra guys back there and just go straight ahead and take your chances. But yeah, I didn't think they had to do a whole lot tonight. They didn't have to necessarily throw it down the field and beat one-on-ones. They just, like you said, took what the defense got them. I love the first touchdown, that little spring out to Davis, and he had a great game. And like you said, Dauber, like those things that like wide receivers blocking down the field isn't something that always gets attention brought to it. But I'm pretty sure Heupel is pretty hot on that. It's kind of like the running backs blocking in the backfield. If you're not blocking, you're probably not playing. So what'd you think about the play calling and the approach there, Coach?
I think you're dead on. I think they made it simple. And they were dedicated to running the football the whole game this game. It was almost like you could tell they had circled it in practice and said, hey, look, offensive line, we're going to win because you're going to run over them and create holes. And we're going to be able to work play action off of it. We're going to be able to work the tight ends off of it. We're going to be able to work the middle of the field off of it when we suck the linebackers in finally. And then Florida, if you think about what Florida had been happening, they'd been short some DBs and short their edge rushers that usually get to the quarterback. So they popped 2 safeties back and lightened their box. And it was like all of a sudden it was on. It was like, all right, we'll oblige you, Tennessee. We don't think you can run on us anyway. And guess what? We punched them in the mouth, and we did. And all the working, the tight end, the drags, the outs, really, really like the blocking by Brazel and the setup blocking on the reverse to Mike Matthews.
Yes.
Really, really fun blocking scheme on that play. Usually those end around reverse type wide receiver plays are all based on movement in the backfield and in your your wide receivers and your running backs in motion. It was all in deception in the run blocking on that play. Go back, do yourself a favor and watch that play. It's beautiful. And then Matthews finishing that play with a hard hit at the end, making sure to make, just make statements. I thought on all three of their first drives that were scored, they went out there and punched him and said, we're tougher than you. Mm-hmm. We know you're down a little. And guess what? We're going to step on your throat. We're going to take it to you. And it once again, it goes to show you Heupel's got a little bit of loyalty to senior players on this team. I mean, every time we've been like, our O-line sucks because we haven't seen them play, or this tight end, I don't know what's going on. He hasn't played a lot. And almost every time the guy who comes up plays well. So just really interesting to watch. I thought Pregame pulled a nice one off the ground late in the game too. Didn't like us getting a little cute on that series with the deep ball and a couple other things, but just good stuff from the offense all around. And they were sharp and crisp, and they fed off the defense, and the defense fed off them.
Let me catch back up with the chat. You guys are being very generous, showing up, showing out, showing love. We appreciate you guys. Straw Hat Ball says, smoking a gator pack tonight. Let's enjoy this, GBO. Ben Gaylor says, got married tonight, and this win topped it off. GBO,
nice.
Hold on a second. Well, congratulations. Why are you celebrating your marriage with me, Dauber, Coach, and Dustin? Mm-hmm. I can't think of a nicer thing. Congrats, Ben. Enjoy it, my man. Celebrate. Tucker White for 5 says Tennessee exercises the demons and beats Florida in Gainesville. Beats Florida for the 8th time in my 31 years on this planet. Chandler Matthews for 20. That's an orange boy. Let's play it. Rocky Top. Chandler says, Monkey officially off the bat. Great win for the Vols Nation. Let's kick little brother's butt next week and build to the future. GBO Big Orange Mountain says, who knew we had a cupcake game in the swamp this year? Yikes, what a beatdown. JW Vols becomes a member of the channel. Tetholta says, so glad we got this win, and to do it in such a fashion. Just wish we'd score more in the second half. Luke Thompson said, let's freaking go. VFL Willie for 2 says, I missed the game. Seems like the D showed up. Willie, I hope you don't watch next week as well. Big Vols fan says, glad forever the win, but we need to get Coach Heupel some game management help. The man is simple Jack when it comes to the clock. That's fair at times. What in the world are you criticizing in this game? The field goal before the half is the only thing you could possibly criticize. Josh Heupel's up 28-0. Maybe he just looks at the scoreboard and says, a field goal makes it a 5-score game. Let's take points and let's go in the locker room up 31-0.
I think at that point it was a 6-point swing because they just missed a field goal. You had a minute and a half to drive down the field and get 3. I mean, you would have liked to get 7 and go up 35-0. But that was a win right there. So
I mean the comment is not wrong necessarily. We've seen it other times on the show where we've questioned it.
Right.
Tonight I don't think it was kind of splitting hairs. At first I was kind of like, hey, call timeout. Let's get a couple of shots to the end zone. But like you said, it was ultimately it worked out. You had to get some sort of points right there regardless. So you didn't want to run a play and then lose that last 10 seconds and not get anything. So it's kind of 50-50 there, I thought.
Yeah, and it's fair to say, too, you do that in certain games and it costs you a game. It's 100% fair to say that. Todd Lander says, domination feed, GBO cheers. Wade Rouse says, Hubs can finally believe it because he got to see it. I guess we're going to get Hubs on here Friday morning for the Vanderbilt game. Tonto says, on the road at night in the swamp. That's 3 monkeys off the back, if you ask me. Lucas's rad dad video says, Boogie, this feeling is unreal. I've never seen a win in the swamp. Boys, this is what it feels like. Welcome to Tennessee football. This is what it's supposed to feel like. Randall Perry for 20 says, just the way I called it, Boogie. Randall, we had to talk you off a ledge. The most positive, optimistic guy on the planet went Negavol, and it led to a win. This win is because of Randall. He says, it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. Great win. Glad to see this team play the way they did. Total dominance. Great job on the coaching staff keeping these players focused.
Yep.
Damn good win. Backflip spaghetti for 50.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
Backflip spaghetti says, I couldn't afford this, but doggone our boys did it. Woo, go Big Orange.
Yeah.
Don't ever super chat if you don't have the means to super chat, but I do appreciate the super chat. Backflip spaghetti not only dropped this 50, he dropped the 50 in the tailgate show too. We appreciate you. Don't make bad decisions. Coach, do you want to read this one?
Gator fans, sorry, your high school football is fourth best. Yeah, as said in the pregame show. I'm taking California, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana. Or wait, is
That's
that putting you
five.
fifth? That's five. Sorry, you suck worse.
Drop another $10, Coach, and we'll fix that.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Coach Jay was cussing people out in the tailgate show. Jeff Brooks has been a member for 36 months. R.D. Mert has been a member for 31 months. Casey Greer for 22 months. We appreciate all that support. Vols all day drops a $2 super chat. McGribbs says, I've been a Vols fan for my entire life of 23 years, and this is the first time I've seen us go into the swamp and get a win. It sucks that there's no playoffs, but to me, this win more than makes up for that.
Yeah.
GBO. It is a big win.
Yeah.
I get it. It's college football playoff. That's the goal. That's what we want. That's what we strive for. That doesn't mean you can't take pride in the rest of the season. And I can't wait till next week when little brother comes to town and Diego Pavia is going to be talking about a Heisman Trophy, and we get to go punch them in the mouth, and we get to remind them that they are the little brother and we are dominant. And if this team can't get fired up and motivated for that, there's no reality where I don't see this team being fired up. Matt Cox becomes a member. Shout out, Matt. Good old Nate Pruitt says, sorry that I'm a hard nose. First half was great, but the second half made this an ugly win. I love my Vols. Finally beat Florida. It's great to be a Tennessee Vol. God bless and go Vols. Shout out, Nate. Let's talk about that just a little bit. I saw some small griping, not a whole lot. Dobber, we'll start with you. Any complaints about the second half? I mean, it's 31-0. You run the football, you chew the clock, you get out with a win, and you move on to play another game. Like, to me, Florida quit too. Florida was just running the football. They ran the football the entire second half.
Yeah.
Any irritation on your end with that? I get it. We want to play video games and score 90 points. That's not what Josh Heupel is going to do.
It was a bit boring to watch. I found myself scrolling on my phone a lot more than like tuned into the game, which is awful anyway, because you know, social media and all the extremists out there talking about, you know, we should score 70 points. Listen, we went on the road, won a rivalry game, and it was over by halftime. At the end of the day, I'll take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday, you know, because they've been few and far between for the last, you know, 2 decades. So to go down there and the game was never really in doubt, the way we came out and started. So no, I got no complaints. I mean, I think their scores were in, you know, not garbage time, but I never really had a feeling after, you know, the first 4 drives that it would get out of hand.
Yeah, I was about to say it's nice to have the luxury to run the ball and kill the clock against Florida, right? I mean, Jesus. I mean, even in the 90s when Tennessee was pretty darn dominant, there was plenty of heartbreakers in that era too. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I can't stand them. But like you said, I mean, it would have been nice to get a, you know, opening second half score, a long drive kind of thing. Not gonna lie, like the chat said, like it would be nice to pour it on them, but at the same time, it's the smart move, and you were still running the ball well, and you know, try to keep this team as healthy as possible, because obviously we're missing a few key pieces today, and you know, poor Bishop's hanging on by a thread, baby. And so him and Sanders, if we can get those two, to push it through this last game, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, it's just a great win. I feel for whatever reason, I didn't feel too apprehensive about this game, I guess you'd say. Not just because of their record, because they always pull something out of us, but I just felt like after the lackluster New Mexico State game that they were going to crank up the dials a little bit. And like I said before, they didn't really have to do a whole lot, just play smart football and not shoot themselves in the foot like we've kind of seen off and on all season.
I'm going to piggyback this on here too. Ken just dropped this as we're having this conversation. Says, does it not worry y'all that we don't score in the second half? It doesn't concern me in the least. And here's why. We had the ball 3 possessions. We had 3 possessions the entire second half because we were running the football and running the clock, and Florida was running the football and running the clock. We started the second half. Florida went 3 and out, punted the football. Tennessee ran 4 plays, ate up 3.5 minutes of clock, and punted the football. Florida gets the football back, goes down the field, 8-minute drive. I said in the Patreon chat, 8 minutes for a field goal. Josh Heupel will give you 8 minutes in a field goal all day long when the score is what it is. In the fourth quarter, we did not get our second possession in the second half until the fourth quarter. What did we do? 13 plays, ate up 5.5 minutes, and that's when Max Gilbert missed the field goal. And then the last drive was 13 plays, 57 yards, 8 minutes and 15 seconds, and that was the end of the game. You ate up the clock to end the game. And where were you at on that drive? You were getting down there close. You ended up the drive on the Florida 13. So 3 drives, you had a missed field goal, and you could have punched that last one in. Then are we complaining if you score on 2 of those last 3 drives? I think a lot of it, you got to put perspective on it that both teams were done. Both teams were ready to get out of there. And so I got zero concern about not scoring. Let me catch a few more super chats, and then I want to come back and talk about Joey a little bit more. Zumbi's been a member for 4 months, says VFL LFG. Expelliar, I can't pronounce that. Merry early freaking Christmas. Go Vols. Book 'em Dano for 20, says complimentary football for a change. Great birthday gift for me in Florida. Well, happy birthday, Dano, and we appreciate the super chat. Checkerboard overall says Dorothy, man, that second half was like watching paint dry. Happy for the dub. Now we have to spoil little brother's playoff dreams. Keaton Wellman says GBO. Dorfrey. Brad Burnett says, who else noticed the mastermind false start call with 31 seconds left to end the game? I didn't see that. Oh, because they ran the 10 seconds off. I got you. I was not paying attention. I was getting ready to go live. But that's even Herbie said something about that. A couple of more false starts and we can get out the door and the ball game's over. X Factor says, GBO, the streak is over. I don't want to hear no more fire, hypo tweets, etc. GBO. RBS Bentley, is that my brother from another mother? As a Georgia fan, what? Oh, hold on a second. He says his last name is Bentley. He's a Georgia fan. He's probably my relative. But you know what I think about Georgia fans? If we're related, I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none. Not even family. As a Georgia fan, I must admit that Heupel has more wins against Alabama than Kirby. With that said, I won't remind the missed field goal. I'll stop trolling. Y'all enjoy the win. Well, thank you for the super chat.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Jimmy Davis says, good old Rock Top, home sweet home to me. I'm glad we won tonight. Go Big Orange has been a member for 39 months. Stephen Gordon's been a member for 20 months. Aaron, another Georgia fan, says, congratulations on the dub, All Nation. Much love from one good Georgia fan. Foul Ming says, shout out Tyree West, Ethan Davis, David Hobbs, Colton Hood, and this whole offensive line. John Watts says defense was good without Boo. Peyton Bowles says ended the Florida rival every year with 2 wins. Corio Plays says being younger, my first season watching the Vols was 2010. I've seen a lifetime of hurt in this series. This win will always be great for me. Tyler Maxwell for 20 says, can I get a Ron Slay, please? First win in the swamp in my fanhood. Go Big Damn Orange. Time to rewind. Pavia, who runs Tennessee. Love y'all. Go Big Orange. That's supposed to be for 50, but I guess I'll allow it.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
Shout out Tyler. Orangewood says, no boo, great defensive effort. Coincidence? Go Big Orange says, my milestone chat says 39, but it should be more. Robert Hillhouse says, yes, sir. Big Orange win in the swamp. GBO. Todd says, Florida is broken. Game was over at the half. Coach showed mercy because it was the Christian thing to do. GBO. Peyton Bowl says, tonight proved boo was the problem. Best game we played all around. And then Luke gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Todd also gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. We'll take a break there. Come back to those super chats. We appreciate them. Try to balance the show with a little ball talk and then come back and catch up with your all super chats. So we appreciate them. Coach, talk about this defense and what you thought of their overall play. I've got to take this freaking hoodie off. I'm pouring sweat. I'll be right back.
Of the defense, I let's just get the ugly part out first, and then I'll talk about all the good. Tackling is still an issue. We're not running through the hips. Whenever you see a defense miss multiple center line tackles to slow spin moves, that means you're not keeping your head up. You're not pulling your arms back. You're not keeping your head up. You're not keeping your ass down. Like I always say, guys, ass down, knees to nuts, wrap up, hat on a ball, head up, right? Like that's how we tackle. We bring our arms with us. That was a bit of an issue again tonight. But with that said, there was some good tackling too, man. I thought Aaron Carter brought his arms with him, hit really well tonight. I thought Spillman, for the most part, hit well tonight. I thought there was a play early in the game where I really liked something Tim Banks did. He did an add one combo option blitz, and I don't know if you guys recall it. It was 14-0, and they caught T-Lander. It was either T-Lander or Bolton about to blitz off the Sam side of the field, and when they pointed at him out, Farouk came up and did an add one combo blitz while the linebacker dropped to the quick pass outlet, and it worked. Like it stuffed it and forced the punt. I don't think I was wrong in the preseason about this defense. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, had all the things that we thought happened, like Boo Carter didn't turn into a complete basket case. Colton Hood was really, really good. Ricky Gibson plays. Jermod McCoy plays. We don't take those early injuries to Hood, and we're healthy and Moy. I think this defense would have been just fine this year.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I'm not trying to say that Banks hasn't made mistakes this season. He has, and I've been very critical at times and said we need to look a little inward because it almost feels like he hasn't known thyself well enough and what we do well. And we did what we did well in this game. We popped out to a 4-3. We had some really nice stunts and twist combinations on the D line. Our linebackers worked in good synergy. In the second half, we got lazy and we didn't cover the tight ends and the backs out of the backfield anymore. Now, I'll also say this, though, and this kind of speaks to the time management. There was a point in this game where Billy Gonzalez just surrendered. And I thought it was after Florida's field goal when they got the ball next, right after again. They were pinned, and he just kind of ran it, like, I think 7 times in a row, 8 times in a row. That's a surrender. That's saying, guys, let's get out of here. I don't want this to get too ugly.
It was the drive where they kicked the drive where they kicked the field goal. Yeah, they opened that drive running 6 straight times.
And but after you get the field goal, you get a little life. You could come out quick there and see if you could do something. They didn't. He just surrendered. He waved the white flag at that point. And so to be too critical of anything after that is, yeah, I can do it. I'm a coach. I'll sit here and bust your chops about any play all day long. That's my favorite thing to do is rip apart what you did wrong on a play. So I can do it all day long, but it's football. Players have tendencies. When something like that happens on a field, it's hard not to lighten up. And they did a little bit. But if they needed to turn it back on, they also did that as well. So also, how about that 3rd and short and 4th down stop by Tennessee?
Mhm.
Just a great job of the defense. Rodney Gardner teaching. He set it up so there was a hole right on that short yardage play, and he said, "All right, I'm going to leave a hole weak side and just submarine everyone and just cut the offensive line. Just going to cut them and bring my safeties." And man, it did. It bowed up. I loved it. I love the choice to go to a 4-3. I love the pressure packages. I love that we didn't give up space at all in the first half. We were playing inch technique or inside inch technique most of the time. Really fun stuff, man. Ty Redmond, great breakup early on that deep ball. I could go on and on about some really nice plays, and I thought we did a good job of spying Lagway early. I know he busted that one deep one that set up their missed field goal, but before that play had happened, they'd really been on him and really been mirroring everything he did. It was good football.
Yeah, Dauber, that's a big takeaway. That was probably my number one takeaway on the defense. Is keeping tabs on Lagway back there, and because that's going to be big for us next week, because we know how Pavi likes to run around.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to move.
I think that the game plan was to force Lagway to throw the ball to beat you, and hoping that you get the DJ Lagway that we've seen this year with 13 picks. I mean, he got pulled in the Kentucky game for 3 picks, 4 picks, whatever it was. I think that was kind of what we were baiting them to do, and like you said, Coach Jay, early on, I think the defense just they played probably the best half of football, I would say. And it was complementary to the offense because the offense was clicking. You score your first 4 possessions, you put them in a hole, and they're scrambling because everything that they want to try to do now, they've got to completely change it. You've got an interim coach, and man, they just. I almost think that after they got boat raced by Kentucky, it's almost how much trust and faith do I have in Lagway, and we're already getting blown out. Do I want to throw the ball and try to get back in this game, or possibly force a mistake? Because I kept saying, man, if we get a turnover, this game is done. And the defense was playing well, and they contained. I think they defended anything that Florida tried to do well up until the game was out of hand, and in the second half, like you said, there were a couple blown assignments. You let Lagway get loose on that one, I think for 30 yards, 32 yards, something like that. But no, I mean, all in all, you can't complain. Like I said earlier, it's a rivalry game. The ultimate goal is kind of not attainable, but anytime you go on the road, man, and you win a game like that, it's hard to complain.
We never gave them an opportunity, right? Like it's a game of momentum. We know it's a game of momentum. And we talk every week, we say you got to start fast, but it really clicked for me why even more so in this game when Hubs came on Friday morning. And we talked about this in the tailgate show, and Hubs laid out all these stats and numbers of how Florida is not a good second half team, even worse of a fourth quarter team. So when Tennessee came out, and Coach, you talk a lot about this, the scripted plays, right? Your first drive when everything's scripted, and Tennessee was just clicking, right? And it was like it's like Dustin said, it was almost like it was just easy. Everything was there. Everything was working. You could call whatever you wanted to call, and it was working. You were clicking, and it was complimentary, right? You go out and you score on your first 4 drives on offense, but then the defense, It's like Florida couldn't even figure out what to do because it was a 3 and out, and then it was another 3 and out. And then it's as soon as they got a little bit of a pulse, they go for it on 4th and 1, and you stop them there. It felt like Tennessee had all the momentum, and that 4th and 1, that was it. When Tennessee got that stop and then followed it up with another touchdown, ball game. Florida never had a shot from that point on. I thought it was crazy when they showed the first quarter stats, and I'm trying to look. I had it somewhere in my notes. How many yards that they like Tennessee? It was like 190 yards to 1 or something like that. Just absolute insane. Yeah, 190 to 1 after the first quarter. Florida was never in this game. It was never a ball game. It was over from Jump Street. I want to come back and talk about Joey Aguilar now that I've got this hoodie off. I've stopped sweating. I'm rocking my Dustin Sellers as the sad bachelor.
Yeah, baby.
See, you didn't even know.
Comfortable, huh?
You didn't even know I had it on under the hoodie.
No,
you had no idea.
no.
See, we had it all covered it up. We broke it out. We got to show it off a little bit.
Nice.
But
That's
I'm
a
going to catch
one.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's nice and soft. Keeps me comfortable. I don't know why I had a hoodie on in the first place. It's 800 degrees down here. We're going to catch up with your super chats. Do me a favor if you haven't yet. Smash the thumbs up. We would appreciate it. You can also hit share. Put this on Twitter, Facebook, all those good places. There's ways you can support the channel. You can hit the join button. It's $1 to join the channel. You can go check out our merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's in the description below. Christmas presents. We got brand new tumblers. We got Christmas tree ornaments. We got coffee mugs and all of our merchandise. If you want to support, go do it there. But I want to catch up with super chats real quick. John Bobinet for 2 says we have 2 years bragging rights. Thank God. Dale Dowman for 20 said, how about T-Lander tonight and Carter being back? Defense was on point. I think T-Lander led this football team in tackles, had 10 tackles on the day. And then Arian Carter had 6 tackles. Edwin Spillman, 7 tackles, a sack, and a TFL. Yeah, I thought Jeremiah T-Lander, and again, I want to see the replay. Felt like he played with his hair on fire tonight. Vol Girl has been a member for 28 months. People need to stop moving the goalposts. A lot of people had this game as a loss at the beginning of the season. It's like they expect us to not be happy. Go Vols. I'm going to enjoy this. That's right. Go Vols says, got married in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by my friends, capped off with the destruction of the Gators in the swamp. That's right. Go Vols. We appreciate you, my man, and congratulations. Indy Vols been a member for 37 months. Pumpkin says, first time we had beat the Gators in the swamp since I've been a Vol and talking Vols. LOL, bring Joey back for 2026. Ethan Leonard says, I'm 19 years old, sophomore in college, seeing us win in the swamp for the first time in my life. Go Vols. Bronson Hickman says, this game made me really want Joey to come back next year. His leadership is what we need. I made a video yesterday, last night. Go back and watch it. It is a very real possibility now that Joey could be coming back. He took that first step that he needed to take. So go check out that video. Go Big Orange says we are going to kick Pavia and Candy's butt. Donovan Milligan says, let's talk about the culture of this program. Playoffs done and guys are hurt, still playing their butts off. Great win. And Go Vols, this felt amazing. I don't think you can question Josh Heupel and his culture. I don't think maybe you could argue with New Mexico State. They came out flat, but that's New Mexico State. Ronnie Prieto gifted 5 Talkin Vols memberships. We appreciate you, my friend. Immortal Vols says, streak is over. GBO. Any thoughts on Heupel getting Joey on the move and out of the pocket tonight? Something we've been asking for a while. Yeah, and I thought Joey did a great job when rolling to the left, squaring his shoulders, getting lined up, making great throws. Yeah, I thought it was good. They rolled him out of the pocket a lot. Devontae Coleman says we were this close to a shutout. GBO. 73 Insipid becomes a member of the channel. Carl's been a member for 28 months. Go Big Orange says, I know my dad is smiling down from heaven tonight. Oh, man.
Awesome.
Bittersweet. But also you can think about him tonight as you enjoy that win. 73 Insipid also says need to keep this formidable play into next weekend against Vanderbilt. Indy Ball says, I just wish Sunshine Billy would have held on long enough for us to beat the ones be the ones to send him back. And GBO Negavols being absent tonight is glorious. Don't give a shit, says, what about when Tyree West busted up the play between the quarterback and running back, causing a possible fumble? Wow. Tyree West is starting to play his tail off, and I am here for it. Big Trey for 20 says, beat Florida 3 out of the last 5. Right. Happy. Coach McGee for 20 says, it's crazy what happens when the cancer is cut out. GBO. Charles Ledbetter drops $100. Top donation of the night. Let's play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Charles, we appreciate you. $100 is not cheap. Thank you for the support. And he says, in 2003, I was dreading going back to Miss Reed's third grade class on Monday. Now I'm 31, having some beers with the boys, finally watching the Vols get it done in Gainesville. Life
God, that fires me up.
good.
Oh, that fires me up.
Isn't it crazy? Like, what were you doing in 2003, Dustin? What were you doing?
Let's see. I was at old MTSU in college, hanging on by a thread, and some music was taking over. So, but yeah, I mean, that fires me up, man. I love seeing people in the chat that either haven't seen it in a long time or have never seen it, because we were right there with it, man. All these gut-wrenching losses over the years, but whether it's home or at the Swamp, it's just like Hubs have said all week long, like we've lost that game every freaking possible way, like and so it's just a great night, man. Like I said, I don't care what their record was or if they were laying down or weren't playing their best game, whatever. They, I think possibly they may have exhausted their final hurrah last week against Ole Miss, to be honest with you. Especially once we came out firing and put a couple up on them, that was kind of it, like Bookie said.
They were trying to play for Kiffin last week.
Yeah.
They were inspired.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Are we getting into that?
I ain't talking about Lane Kiffin, but it is a good point. Yeah. I mean, it is a good point because everybody was questioning which Florida was going to show up. Was it going to be the Florida that got boat raced by Kentucky, or was it going to be the Florida that went toe-to-toe with Ole Miss? I mean, they lost by Texas. 10, but really that game was closer than that score indicated because Ole Miss punched one in there late in the game.
Yeah.
Look, we said there's a reason we were scared of this football team. Like Coach Jay said, you're coming on here pretending to be confident in the back of your mind. Battered ball syndrome is real, but at the same time, they have elite talent. They've got SEC talent. They're just poorly coached like that. So if they showed up and played, you could have lost that game, but you didn't. You showed up ready to go, and you took it to them in the Swamp.
Yeah.
Well, you never gave them a chance.
Yeah.
Because the way we started, both offensively and defensively, like you said, that from the jump, that they were out of this game as soon as the foot touched the ball, and we took that first drive right down the field. I mean, Joey started 10 of 10 and was throwing dimes. I mean, I guess this leads. We were trying to talk about Joey 25 minutes ago and haven't gotten to it. Do we want to kick that off?
Yeah. I was looking for somebody mentioned that Joey Aguilar was directing the band in the Swamp. I think it was X. Somebody just dropped the super chat. Yeah, X said for 5. Love seeing clips of Joey doing the Gator Chop and conducting the band in Gainesville. Safe to say, Joey loves Vol Nation. Hope he comes back. GBO. I'm looking for it on Twitter. I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Wait, here we go. Let's.
Do you need to know how to share your screen?
No, what I need to do is not get demonetized on a post-game show. That's definitely going to get me demonetized on a post-game show. We can watch him direct. Oh, my gosh, man. Those are the moments, boys. Those are the moments. Guess what?
I have a daily beacon somewhere from the last time we won in the Swamp that has a picture of the Iceman directing the band. That's you asked Dustin where he was. I was in school in Knoxville, and I was supposed to make that trip down to Gainesville. I bailed last minute, decided not to go because I didn't think it would be 22 years before we'd find a W down there again.
I'd be remiss if I didn't congratulate. Did you guys catch this? If I didn't congratulate Jared Aguilar on a great game.
Oh, God.
They called him Jared Aguilar on their second possession when they went up 14-0. They called him Jared Aguilar. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but I wrote it down and circled it because I was laughing on the floor. But hey, Jared played a hell of a game. All right. Thought he stepped in and took hits and still delivered the ball on time. I like the way he threw that tight end mid screen was really, really pretty. There were just lots of little things that he did tonight that just helped the team get into position. Really, the only throw that I had a big not a big problem, but just like that looked bad was the second when they tried to throw that same pass that Brame picked off the ground a second time back to back, and it was just it was a worm killer. But besides that, he was freaking brilliant, man, and great stuff, and awesome to see him leading the band.
That deep ball to Brazel was pretty bad, but outside of that, that may have been the only deep ball Joey really threw, and that was something that we talked about this week too. Was I said early in the week, Joey needs to be Joey, and we're going to take our shots, we're going to take our deep shots, but Joey doesn't need to force it. Joey doesn't need to do too much. Take what they give you. And me and Fowl had this conversation after the Oklahoma game. If he had taken what they gave him in that game, we win that game. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way against Oklahoma. We win that game, period, hands down. And I just felt like Joey did such a good job, but I also thought the game plan, man, was tailor-made for him to go out there and have success. And on the broadcast, Herb Street kept saying how Florida's safeties were sitting back, and then Tennessee's running the football with success. They're taking underneath stuff with success. And Herbie's going, well, they're still leaving their safeties back. So what does Joey do? What does Coach Heupel do calling plays? They keep attacking underneath, and they push the ball down the field without those big explosive plays. And, he just took what they gave him all night long. Finished today 17 of 22, 204 yards and a touchdown, extended that 200-plus passing yard streak to 35. I like the little dump off to Ethan Davis late in the game. That's 2 games in a row. Heupel's done that. It's interesting to me because it's like you want to see Joey do that, and it's fun to see Joey do that, but it kind of surprises me that Heupel calls plays like that. But still, man, Joey is him. I love him. I love the story. We all love the story. He has not only fallen in love with Vol Nation has fallen in love with him. Dauber, we've kind of had the conversation throughout the course of the week talking about Sam Levitt in the portal. I asked you, I said, I don't know the answer. Coach don't know the answer. Scoops don't know the answer. I'll put you on the spot. I said, you know the answer. I think we found out the answer. The answer is Joey Aguilar. Adding his name to that Diego Pavia lawsuit as a plaintiff tells us that he has taken step number 1 towards wanting to come back.
Yeah, and that is like you commented. When that news broke this week, I said that is the perfect segue, because you don't have to worry about going and getting, a big name that you have to tie a lot of money up to that has some experience. You don't have to rely on a redshirt freshman or a true freshman, which you can do that. I do think going to a 9-game SEC schedule, that's a tough ask. And the schedule we've got next year, that's a tough ask. But man, if Joey can get another year, we've seen quarterbacks in Heupel's system from year 1 to year 2 tend to have better numbers. So, I mean, what do you think about right there? A full off season, has 1 year under his belt in the system.
Yeah.
Good grief. You got
everything we were worried about in the offseason, timing, chemistry, rapport with the wide receivers. Now he's got a full year with Mike Matthews, a full year with Braylon Staley, a full year with Ethan Davis. I'm telling you, boys, I feel like we've been saying it for 12 years. Ethan Davis is going to be a weapon. Ethan Davis is going to be a weapon. Now we're starting to see that come along, and that's just another body that you have to cover out in space that is electric.
It's good to see Van Doorslayer get back on track. Just a tough play would happen to him, and I knew he'd get right back on. He looked good. Brame looked good. The young wide receivers look good. And if you're able to get Joey for another year, he's going to have a lot of weapons, right? Because a lot of this offensive line is going to be sticking around.
Yep.
Sham played well tonight. Definitely want to give him some flowers as well. Sham played really, really well tonight.
Did Wendell Moy get in the game? when Dave got hurt and they slid
they shifted
Bennett Warren in. They slid Bennett Warren in at tackle. That made me think that Wendell Moy was too banged up.
Yeah.
So they couldn't slide Jesse Perry out to tackle and bring in Wendell Moy at guard. They played great tonight. And I wonder if that's part of rolling the pocket. I don't know. It makes me wonder, but you got to get him healthy. You need him next week.
Because really from a weapon standpoint, all you're really replacing is Brazel. And I mean,
and Lansard. But
weapons. But you got dudes. I mean, Brad Jackson's a dude. You're going to be just fine. Smith, a lot of them are
Tristan
good.
Keys, Celeste Moa. I know they're true freshmen. Those are guys who can come in and make plays from day one.
They definitely got dudes. I'll tell you what, for a freshman, and you were asking for it against New Mexico, Boogie, you and Kaner. I bet you guys didn't know you were going to get it Florida week. I bet you didn't know you were going to get a good look at Morris with the starters at running back. And I'll tell you what, how it seems like he just gets 5 yards no matter what.
He reminds me a lot of Bishop. He reminds me a lot of Bishop.
He just slips through. And the one thing Vol fans haven't even seen from him yet is he has home run speed that hasn't been at Tennessee in a while. Like probably since Kamara. He's like that fast. We just haven't seen him like that in that capacity yet. But I promise y'all, you will see it. That kid is lightning in a bottle. And the fact that he's not doing that freshman thing. When freshmen, smaller backs are super duper fast like that, they tend to dance. He just gets small and gets tiny through the hole and explodes through it. That kid gets a little age on him, man. I'm telling you, I really like that back. He's going to be special at Tennessee. Mark my words.
Our Demert for 5 says Boogie, will Shady Hayward enter the portal and come back home? That's a position you need. You've got to upgrade safety. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the corners. Does Ricky Gibson, like Colton Hood and Jamal McCoy, both been projected first-round draft picks? Those guys most likely gone. What does Ricky Gibson do? Does he get any type of draft grade? I think Ricky Gibson's a guy that could elevate his stock by coming back. I don't know that you could sell Hood on it. I definitely don't think you could sell Jamal McCoy on it. Somebody said in the chat earlier in the night that G-Mac was over there talking to Shady after the game. Let me tell you something. Shady Hayward loves Tennessee. He loves Tennessee. Look, we're not experts or insiders. Sometimes we form relationships with some of these kids that roll through the channel, and I had the opportunity to talk to Shady Hayward a lot off the record. He loves Tennessee. He wanted to be at Tennessee. He ended up at Florida. Never say never. This is why coaches don't burn bridges. This is why we as fans need to be cautious of what we say in the comment section of a YouTube channel that's for the fans, by the fans, when players are watching. Big Dave, they were tuning in every week, every show, every video. They were tuning in. I didn't even know. Coach didn't know. Nobody knew. We didn't know. We had no clue. Dave commits. The phone rings. Big Dave loves talking balls and wants to come on the show. You never know who is watching. Never say never. The opportunity, the transfer portal. Be cautious of what you say on the internet, what you say in the comments. You might be the one that makes one of these guys go, oh, man, is that the way Tennessee fans are? And I get it. It's across the board. It's not just us. It's other teams do the same thing, right? But just be cautious of what you put on the internet. We got 750 people still watching. We got up over 1,000. We appreciate you guys. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, smash the thumbs up. It would take you 2 seconds, and we would greatly appreciate it. Coach, any other final thoughts on the win over Florida? The streak is over.
I mean, I love it. I'm pleased as punch. It's going to be a fun rewatch. This is the kind of thing where you rewatch it. You go on the other fans' message boards and make fun of them and enjoy the win.
I can't believe
right?
you do that to Florida. I cannot believe that you do that. That is not who
petty.
you are. It's
I'm
not
petty.
who you are as a person, though. Just with Florida, it's like, what are you doing?
Hey, but I'm not like a crazy person. I just laugh and fling mud. More like
Wayne, like 4 years
like Wayne
to admit
does it.
that.
More like Wayne does it more than anything. But what I wanted to butt in, and I'm sorry, Boogie, I'm calling an audible. I gotta know, how do you feel about Gibson and Redmond if that's your starting corner. You feel that's good? Like good? Gucci? You're good?
Good.
As the kids say, is that Gucci?
Ty Redmond.
For me, it's Gucci.
Trial by fire. He's grown up a lot. We questioned him at times, and now he's playing solid football. That's what happens when you get thrown into the fire as a true freshman. Ricky Gibson, solid, man. To me, can Ty Redmond bring you what Jermod McCoy did? That's a lot to ask. I don't know, but I was pretty dang excited when I thought the corners were going to be Jermod McCoy and Ricky Gibson. I didn't think we were going to get Colton Hood. I didn't think that Ty Redmond was going to be this good as a true freshman. So yeah, you get Ricky Gibson to come back. You got to figure out that star position. That is the key. You got to figure that out. Is that somebody that's on this roster? Is that Caleb Beasley sliding down to the star? He's already been at corner, back to safety. Does he slide in at star? You got to figure that out. But safety, the secondary next year is the only thing I'm worried about from making a freaking run to a national championship. I'm dead serious, boys. If Joey comes back, all the way, you got to retain Mike. You got to retain Braylon. These guys are going to want money. That's college football in 2025. If you can retain this offense, you can retain this offensive line. You can retain these weapons. You can bring back these guys on the defensive line. The linebackers are going to be special. You figure out this secondary, we can beat anybody in the country. Anybody.
Yes,
next year could be special.
It's not just these guys are going to want money. These guys have played their way into, making money because they're going to get it. And if Tennessee can't pony it up, they'll get it somewhere else. That's the landscape of college football. Like it or lump it. Go start watching pickleball or something.
You can't claim that you don't like it and then celebrate Colton Hood's success, celebrate Joey Aguilar's success, Chris Brazel's success. All these guys that we've got through the portal, you can't hate on the portal when it's also benefited us.
It has.
Yeah. And lucky to be at a high enough level school where you can be competitive, and be on the forefront of all that. That's a whole nother podcast of how elite they were getting on the forefront of NIL and all that stuff. And it's a shot in the dark, right? I mean, look at how Lane Kiffin has approached the portal versus how we've kind of done it. There's no necessarily right or wrong answer, but I like just across the board, there's been some pretty good consistent success with the people that we brought in. Because I think Heupel wants to dig a little bit deeper with the culture aspect and get the right people in here that actually gives a damn to want to be here.
Absolutely. You want to finish because I have just one other.
No, we can keep rolling, boys. We can keep rolling.
I'd be remiss. I would be remiss as a host on Talkin VAWLS if I didn't say this. I got to ask you guys, what's your concern level with Max Gilbert on a scale of 1 to 10?
Man, that's tough because they showed his stats today and it's like 12 of 15 or 13 of 16 for the year, but the big kicks are not in that stat. And man, it's like
1,000. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like bless his heart. His eyes are like this big, man. They're like
what class is he?
He's like, please don't put me in. Please don't put me in. But
what class
is he? He's young. He's a sophomore.
Yeah. Gotta be young. He looks
young.
Red shirt sophomore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me ask you this right now.
It's like the routine kicks are fine. It's the ones that are like on
He's got the leg. He's got the leg.
How many field goals? How many field goals does it feel like he's missed this year? It feels like he's missed 20. It feels like he's missed 20 field goals,
and he's only probably missed like 3 or 4, right?
Like if you count tonight, he's missed 4.
But the moments,
4 after tonight, and how many of those
moments matter though?
From 50 yards, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Do I have confidence in him if the game's on the line? Absolutely not. Kickers are head cases, and that's what's crazy too. Is his accuracy was it may have been the highest in Tennessee football history prior to this year. It was really good.
Yeah, I can almost tell by the angle where the camera's at. I'm like, I don't like this angle. It's that 37 yards, but it's kind of off. I don't know.
Yeah, depending on which hash it's on.
Yeah, we've just seen it too many damn times.
I don't think anybody has confidence in him.
Yeah, it's just it feels like it would be a real luxury to have a dangerous kicker with Heupel. Because if you think of the amount of times he gets to the opposing teams, like 40, like it's a lot. So like if you had a stellar guy, it'd be dangerous. Go ahead, Dauber. Sorry to cut you off, buddy.
I was going to say, talking about the portal.
Yeah. No,
throw my chime in on that, and then I'll get to Gilbert and the kicking.
Cool.
You know, we saw pre NIL and transfer portal and all that. You know, Butch Jones, he chased stars. You know, he was looking for 4 and 5 stars, and you know, guys that brought his recruiting numbers up. Didn't matter if they fit the team. Didn't matter what they did, because you saw that. Guys like, you know, sitting on the bench that should be playing and can't figure out who to put where. But then you look at Jimbo Fisher at A&M, when the portal started and NIL started, throwing bukus of money at all this talent, but it didn't gel. I think that speaks to Josh Heupel and this staff and their evaluation of talent. The guys they bring in, not just the high school kids they recruit, but the guys they've brought in through the talent. How many of those have come in and made instant and big time impact? You know, you're talking about the quarterbacks that we've brought in. Hooker, Milton, Joey, the wide receivers. You know, it's big time, you know, good athletes, but I think high character guys. And, you know, I think that track record is something that I think it speaks more to what they're building and the culture that they have at Tennessee. Then my answer on the kicking thing. Yeah, I mean, I'll echo what you all said. It's the moments, and it's the misses. It's similar to, if you look back at this season, the games we've lost and how we've lost them. You know, it's that kind of mentality. But, you know, looking at the roster here, we've got a freshman place kicker, Grady Dangerfield, and then Turbyville. He also is a place kicker. So, I mean, I think if Heupel and staff were concerned, we would see somebody else trotting out for extra points or somebody else getting some work in games. But, you know, it is, if you look at Max's numbers, you know, I think he's got the distance thing. I mean, it is some of the accuracy and, you know, like Boogie said, kickers are head cases, man.
Here's the reality. If he makes that kick against Georgia, he's a hero.
Nobody's saying a word.
And none of these other misses matter. Second statement. If that field goal never takes place, if you just lose to Georgia, or that kick never takes place, but everything else has happened exactly the same, or he misses that field goal and it doesn't cost you a game, nobody's talking about Max Gilbert. Nobody's saying anything about him. It's all because of one kick against Georgia that would have been massive for this program. That's the reality of being a kicker. Whether it's in the NFL, the college level, high school, it doesn't matter. That's the reality of being a kicker. Nobody cares until you miss a game winner.
And that kick was damn close too. When watching it on TV, granted I was at Bourbon and Beyond and I was watching on my phone, I thought it went through.
What you just heard Dauber say, 3 sheets to the wind on a cell phone. He thought it was good.
I thought it was good, man. It went split them upright, baby. What are you blind?
Look to your point, Dauber. Look at that kick, and then look at the one that Chase McGrath made to beat Alabama, the ugliest kick you've ever seen in your life. But it was also beautiful.
End result.
Yeah.
Didn't he miss a couple at the Oklahoma game too?
He missed. I think he missed one in that game, and that was such a tight game down the stretch.
Yeah.
They
are. It seems like every kick that he's missed is like crucial times, like when we gotta have it, and it just doesn't happen. I think we should just figure out a way to get Jackson Ross back there and just let him catch a snap and barefoot it. See if they'll allow
a drop kick.
Yeah.
He missed the one against Mississippi State too. but then he came back and nailed the kick in overtime, right? Isn't that how it played out? How did that play out? It was overtime. So he missed the one against Georgia. He missed the one against Mississippi State. Again, another clutch moment. He missed one against Oklahoma and then one tonight against Florida. 4 misses on the year.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Let's see. Don't give a chip for 5 says don't forget the Adidas deal coming up. Is anybody excited about that? I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
Hey, maybe we get Max Gilbert from Sambas and he starts kicking in soccer shoes.
There you go. Ooh, there you go. We're back, GBO. We are back, GBO.
I got a better idea. How about we get a time machine and get 1991 Kathy Ireland from Necessary Roughness to be our field goal kicker. Now we're cooking with gas.
Kathy Ireland. Rewind time, 10 years old. Kathy Ireland, Sports Illustrated.
The 18-year-olds are like, who?
Showing up in the mail, you running out there to get it, hoping your parents don't see it. Dude. Anyway, what just happened?
Sorry.
Oh,
sorry. I brought you there. I brought you there, buddy.
I was about to go deeper into that, but that's okay. We'll stay on task.
We'll end the show on the Kathy Ireland Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. I think that's
beautiful.
Way to end the
Jenny
show.
McCarthy,
just like being Florida. Just like being Florida, baby. Two
perfection.
Great things.
Yes.
You just said great. I just went straight out perfection. What just happened? What just happened? Hey, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It sure is a whole lot more fun to get on Talkin VAWLS for a post-game show after a win. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up, smash it. If you haven't been to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS, that link's in the description below. Go grab some Talkin VAWLS merch. We got Gator Hater shirts. Go check them out. You can also get some Christmas ornaments, Christmas gifts, all that good stuff. If you're not a member of the channel, but you like what we do, you want this show to keep going, the only way this show keeps going is when you guys support it financially. The super chats are great. The memberships are great. All the ways that you guys support this channel, we appreciate it, but you can hit the join button. It's $1 a month, and that goes a long way in keeping the lights on. After this season's over, guess what? We're rolling full steam ahead into recruiting, and then I got a whole list full of cell phone numbers that I'm going to be texting and say, hey, Dave Sanders, what are you doing? You want to come back on Talkin VAWLS? Hey, who else? Oh, man, Colton Hood would be a good one if he wasn't going to the NFL. Big Ant. Want to get Big Ant
be cool
back
to
on
talk to him. Talk about the year with him.
That would be fun.
He went. It would be cool.
It'd be fun. We got a whole list of guys that have rolled through this channel that we're going to hit up and do as many interviews in the offseason as possible. Not just guys from the class of 26, maybe the class of 27, but also guys on this football team. So we appreciate the support. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. I'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning with the day after video. Me and Coach going to go live at 7 o'clock with the Sunday night fan call-in / Boogie and Coach Cook. I don't know what the name of the show is.
Going down, bro. We're enemies now. I mean.
Oh, yeah. And then we're
enemies, bro. We're
going to play a little EA Sports College Football at the end of that stream. Going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate you guys. For Coach, for Dauber, who I appreciate him coming on when I forgot to send him the link. And for Dustin Stellers,
Dauber's pounding on the door trying to get in.
That's right.
Yeah, he's looking in my back window. He's like, Boogie, what are you doing in there?
Open.
And also for the sad bachelor, my name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.